What is creatine? What does it do? And should you be taking it? So what creatine is a creatine is a creatine is kind of similar to protein in some ways, and protein containing foods also contain the amino acids used to make creatine. So a lot of times you're getting enough creatine in your diet if you're getting enough protein, but it can be helpful to supplement it. So creatine, what it does is it makes it easier for your body to regenerate ATP, or the way, like the energy that your body runs on. So when you are doing like short, intense efforts, so if you are squatting, if you are sprinting, if you are jumping, that energy reserves is like rapidly depleted. And creatine can help regenerate some of that ATP quickly so you can use it and you can do an extra little bit of sprinting. You can do an extra 1 or 2 reps because you have a little bit more energy that's generated again quickly. So creatine by itself does not build muscle. What it does is it allows you to work harder so that you can build more muscle. It can also help with recovery so that you are not maybe as sore and you can then work out again sooner. So if you are already not working out, creatine's not going to do anything for you, at least not from a physiological perspective. It's going to let you work out a little bit harder so that you can get better results. You also might feel a little bit better after or during your workouts, and that can help you feel like, yeah, I feel pretty good while I'm working out. I'm going to work out more because I enjoy it. That is also in and of itself a really great result. I think we underestimate sometimes how much the mental really influences the physical as well. So how much does creatine really help? We don't know for sure, and I suspect that it's different for different people. But in general, we're looking at 5 to maybe 10% improvement in high intensity performance. So if I am doing HIIT training, I can maybe get an extra 10 seconds, or I might be able to shorten my rest between my intervals. Or if I'm doing heavy squats, maybe I can do 1 more heavy squat rep or lift a little bit more for the same number of reps. It's not going to make a massive difference, but it does give an edge, and it's not hard to supplement with it. So it just feels like really one of those things that's not a lot of effort for the amount of reward that you're getting. Where it's not going to help that much is going to be endurance performance. So if I was running a marathon, it's not necessarily going to help that much with that marathon. Now, it might help me recover better between my runs, but the actual run itself isn't really going to be affected that much by creatine. And then vegans and vegetarians are far more likely to see bigger results from taking creatine because there are often less creatine, those amino acids that make the creatine, they're eating less of those, so it makes a bigger difference because their baseline creatine is lower. So I think if you're vegetarian or vegan, it's really extra important that you do supplement with creatine. Now, what kind of creatine should you take and how much should you take? In general, you're going to want to take creatine monohydrate in some kind of powder. Do not get premixed creatine or gummy creatine because creatine does break down over time, and you don't want that, right? You don't want something that was made weeks and weeks ago and now it is half broken down and not really usable. You want to have a powder. Now, if you want to mix it the night before so it's easy for you to take in the morning, that's totally fine, but you just don't want to have it mixed weeks and weeks or months ago. And then how much should you take and when should you take it? Generally 3 to 5 grams every day. People talk about loading it at the beginning, as in taking more for the first week or so of using it. You can do that if you want to. I don't think it's really that necessary. I would prefer consistency over trying to game the system, as it were. And so I just would say 3 to 5 grams every day. You do not need to have it necessarily around your workout. Just have it whenever, as long as it is every day consistently, even on days where you're not working out. You want it to be fairly stable. I hoped that this helped and answered a few questions that you had about creatine. If you have more of them, please leave them in the comments and follow for more quick and easy little tips and education.